And I am here, baby. Seem like the closer we get to Pride Weekend, it get hotter. Ooh, the gay is rising. It's rising, baby. Barometer's getting low. According to our sources, Pride's the place to go. 'Cause tonight for the first time, just about 10:30. Okay, let me stop. For the first time in history, it's gonna start raining gays. Okay. It's a raining gays. Hallelujah, it's a raining gays. Amen. Okay. It's not even what the video is about. This is a review for the bold type, episode 3. I don't know where that came. Probably because it's a big ass pride flag in front of me, and probably because my nails look like the flag behind me. Look at me, I'm Sandra D. Gay and loud with virginity. That doesn't even make sense. But I had to put my sexuality and gay up in there somewhere. Look, they're my bride nails. They're my bride nails. I had to be loud. Okay, so my nails are making me act extra. And the fact that my Pride Weekend is this weekend is making me act uber extra. And the fact that I just love the bold type. Every time it come on, I get really fucking excited. So you know what? Woo, woo, and it's hot. You know, it's super fucking hot. This week it's been hot as a bitch. Last weekend it was hot as a bitch. Like, bitch, I'm sweating again. You know, I don't usually been sweating in these videos because it's like, it's very ventilated in my room, but woo, not here recently. Because it's hot. But anyway, let's get into episode 3, which episode 3 had a theme this time. It was their body positivity issue for Scarlett. And I love Jacquline. Jacquline was showing her bad bitch moves this episode, which, when does Jacquline not? Okay, first of all, I'm already tired of this fit bitch. You are on the fucking board. Stay your ass upstairs. Hell, Richard didn't even come down this much. Oh my God, when he was fucking Sutton. Like, bitch, stay your ass upstairs. So this was the first fucking thing, because I took notes, little bracket notes. And first thing I put was, who does this fit bitch think she is messing with Jacqueline's stuff? How you gonna sit up and tell Jacqueline what she needs to take out of her magazine, okay? So apparently there was a story up there. I shouldn't say apparently because it was in the episode. There was a story up there called Fat and Fit. Basically saying how, showcasing, you know, fat people that like work out and they're fit, and you know how basically fat and fit aren't mutually exclusive, and you can love your body while being a big person and working out and shit. So the fit bitch ain't with that. She's like, no, but we still need to promote. And Jacqueline looking at her like, girl, you just got here, shut up. Like, I love how Jacqueline was just staring at her like, okay, but I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. Like, I love because Jacqueline just like stands there with her bad bitch face like, okay, well, thank you for your input. And that's you. I'm like, okay. And ooh, this fit girl getting on my nerve. Then I love the compilation of Jane calling all these jobs and then her ending up cleaning because it was just starting to get too much. Her ass got tired of calling and getting rejected, so she cleaned the house. And then she finally gets an interview with this job place. She goes in, and first it looks like it's going well until the guy realizes that he saw her somewhere, and he says, you threw those people under the bus. You threw Insight under the bus. And this is what I didn't like during Jane's interview. If you're trying to get this job, why can't you just take ownership of the fact that, well, girl, you kind of did throw them under the bus. You could have just went on TV and said what they wanted you to say about how, you know, you got too emotionally invested, which she did. She got too emotionally invested and left it at that. But you were like, oh, well, you know, I just felt like they were doing this and that. Like, she's still doing the absolute most, Jane is, and she had to basically beg and convince this guy to give her like a piece to do, which, you know, I'm glad she got to do a piece because then that reunited her with our doctor, Dr. Ben with his fine ass, we learn that he runs a free clinic and he also works at a regular hospital because he says people need healthcare and there's a lot of scams out there, and for low income people who can't get all the stuff, he still wants to help. And I love because there's a moment when she says to him, like, you could be working in a hospital making way more money, like, you don't have to do this. But he says, you know, he loves it for his friends who work with him. And also, he also genuinely just loves helping people. When his parents got divorced, you know, his mother didn't have a lot of money and he went to college on scholarships. And he always wanted to be the type of person who helped people in his field. So I love because they gave us a tiny insight on Dr. Ben, just in case we're reunited with him in the season, because I think he would be a good guy for Jane. I like it. He's compassionate, but he's also super smart. And he made her realize that she should probably look for a job or go for a job in a field where she'll feel like it's a home. It's not just like a job. It's not something you're just waking up and going to. Somewhere that she feels a part of that was kind of like Scarlet. And since we on my girl Jane, you know what Jane do. She get that whole conversation with Ben and she starts to think, where did I feel like it was a home? Where did I feel special? Where did I feel wanted? Bitch, I felt wanted at Scarlet. So you know what Jane do? You know what Tiny Jane do? You know what Baby Jane do? Baby Jane, she go her ass back to Scarlet. My girl Jacqueline like, yeah, girl, come on, let's take this meat. Woo, child. So then Jacqueline was like, hey, girl, we took that money from your salary and we put it into the .com, right? Okay. So I ain't got no money for you. And Jane's all like, but you're Jacqueline. This is Scarlet. You can do anything. And Jacqueline's like, you're right though. I can. But I won't. You gotta wallow in your shit right now. You failed. Deal with it. You can't come back here just because you failed. Own your failure. And grow up. Bye-bye. Like, I mean, and do you blame Jacqueline? See, you had a nice cushy gig up at Scarlet. But see, your ass wanted to broaden your horizons. You thought you were some amazing writer. When Jacqueline was pushing you to the limit, she was sending you out of your comfort zone. She was doing all types of shit you wanted. But you wanted better. You wanted bigger. Now you come running back. And what Jacqueline say? No. But not in a mean way. Jacqueline just told you, you lost your job. You gotta wallow in this shit. I can't give you your shit back. I could, but I ain't. Bye. Like, I love that. Because it would have been too easy of a storyline, and it would have just been too easy for Jane's character to get her job right back. Because it's like, did you really learn anything? Because that's not even the real world. You don't get to just automatically go back to where you were comfortable after you were like, nah, I'm good, peace. Like, no, girl. You gotta wallow in this shit. You gotta feel it first. So I like because Jacqueline didn't give her job back. Speaking of my girl Jacqueline, before we get to Sutton and CANT, speaking of my girl Jacqueline, Jacqueline was told by this Fitbit bitch, we gonna call her FBB, Fitbit bitch, okay, that she has to take down the body positivity, you know, fat and fit aren't mutually exclusive. And Jacqueline was like, I ain't taking shit down. So, but she took it down because she wanted to get inspiration to write a letter. You know those things in the magazines where they have a letter from the editor or like a letter from the magazine person, you know. So Jacqueline wrote one of those. And so at the end of the episode, the Fitbit bitch is like, oh, we haven't had one of those since like the 90s. It's been forever. And Jacqueline's like, oh yeah, I know, but all that's old is new again. And so then the Fitbit bitch is like, oh, so what is it about? And Jacqueline's smooth ass was like, oh yeah, it's about how fat and fit aren't mutually exclusive and how we should all love and embrace our bodies if we want better lives. If we all want to be happy, because that is what body positivity is truly about. And you know, I should have you to thank for giving me the inspiration I haven't written in so long. And it was amazing. She used another word instead of amazing, but I I love how she gave that woman credit. Like, you were the reason I decided to write a letter. Since you want to come up to a place that isn't even a part of you. See, that's what I'm getting sick of. Bitch, you're on the board. I offered you a job on the board. You're upstairs. Quit bringing your ass downstairs. But I like because Jacqueline's basically telling her, you were my inspiration since you let her run your mouth. And you one of those. Okay. And we noticed that early again in the episode when we move on to my girl Sutton. Sutton is set with the task that she has to photograph this jewelry for the body positivity issue. And the guy tells her, you know, well, the person who was going to originally do it canceled on us because he doesn't want to have anything to do with his brand doing with body positivity. And she's like, what? That's crazy. Well, I'll get right on it, whatever you need. You know, so I like, because throughout the episode, Sutton, why is my camera doing the 0 minute thing? I hope it's not done recording. Anyway, Sutton does this thing to make sure she gets the right photographer for this shoot. And she's working her ass off to try to get the right photographer. And then Kat is trying to get her to use Adina. And one reason she wants to use Adina is for her green card. But she doesn't tell Kat none of that. She's just like, oh my God, you should use Adina. Adina would be great. Adina has a great eye. You know where Adina did her stuff at? Paris. Adina could do this. Adina could do that. Adina. And Kat's like, whoa, pump the brakes, girl. Just because that's your girlfriend and you love her and everything doesn't mean I have to use her. And Kat's all like, but why? Like, Kat's a little defensive. And what I didn't like was Kat couldn't. Hi guys, I wonder why my shit was like, oh, no more memory, and it just cut off. But what I was saying was, in this story, we were talking about Sutton. So Sutton is dealing with the task that she has to find a photographer for this shoot that they're doing for the body positivity issue, and they have to showcase jewelry. And so first she wants to use this guy that she's been following on Instagram, where she likes his pieces, she likes the way he does things, and she's like, I think he would be a perfect fit. And then Kat finds out, and Kat's like, well, why don't you use Adina? And she's like, yeah, I mean, I know she's great and everything, but doesn't she do this type of work? Doesn't she do this type of work? And Kat's like, yeah, but she could be great for Scarlet. What, she was just in Scarlet. She was this, she was that. And this is where Kat got a little annoying. I think Kat was so focused on the fact that Adina was her girlfriend and the fact that Adina needed this for her visa, that she wasn't so much focused on the fact that maybe Adina isn't right for this kind of project. Maybe she isn't. Maybe you should let it go. And maybe you also shouldn't put your friend in the middle of these kinds of situations. Like, I don't think it was fair for Kat to just assume or expect that Sutton should just pick Adina because that's your best friend's girlfriend. I didn't think it was right for Kat to put Sutton into that kind of situation, because what happens then if Sutton is dating somebody who she thinks is like an amazing tweeter or an amazing writer or could do something better for their .com or better for Scarlett's online, and she thinks that Kat would be well working with them? Kat would be like, but you know online is my thing. I don't need help. I've been handling for XYZ in this long. What makes you think I need a right hand? See, Kat would be annoyed by that. And I feel like Kat was putting Sutton in a rock and a hard place. Like, I'll pick your girlfriend because she's amazing, not because you want me to. And I'll pick your girlfriend because she's right for the job, not because you want me to. So I like, because that gave it a little tiff between friends, but it wasn't even a big one. And it all came to a head when she did decide to pick Adina, because Sutton ended up having a conversation with Jacqueline, which I really loved, because Jacqueline said you should always take a chance on things, because she said, you know who took a chance on me? And Jacqueline gave us a story about how the original owner of Scarlet constantly saw Jacqueline writing and said, what are you writing about? And just had to know, and then ended up giving Jacqueline a job, and that's how Jacqueline is where she is. So then Sutton thought, you know, maybe I should take a chance. And she ended up working with Adina. Well, they started to get into it, well, not her and Adina, but she felt that Adina was kind of undermining her. That Adina's just like, wait, you'll love this idea though, but you'll like this. Let me just try this and you'll like it. Let me just try this. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. Instead of actually listening and taking the time to see what Sutton's ideas were. And it was kind of like she was undermining Sutton because Sutton was an assistant and Sutton isn't like the main person. But overall, Sutton's running the shoot, and this is gonna reflect on Sutton, so you should listen. So then, when Sutton and Kat are having it out, and she's telling Kat, your girl undermines me, she don't listen, this shit ain't gonna look right, bitch, you fucking up my job. But like, she ain't say it like that, but you know between friends, that's how you say it. Adina's like, you know, everybody scrap what I was gonna do. Let's do the old shit. Because she may have overheard. So then Sutton and Adina have a moment where Adina's like, you know what, you're right. We are two different people. And I'm sorry. This is your shoot. I shouldn't have overstepped. And I did what you wanted. But then they both realize the concept itself is kind of silly. Like, it's kind of stupid. Jewelry on top of candy. What's appealing about that? I don't want to buy it just because it's on candy. I don't even want to eat the candy because I'll be too busy looking at the picture thinking, ooh, so many fingers probably touched it to put it on the thing. But then they come to a better compromise. They're like, oh, I know a better idea for this. They should use real women. So when they say they're going to use real women, they come with a better idea to not only use real women, but to use their body parts. Meaning their hands, their ears, their beautiful backs and necks, their thighs. And they use themselves. Sutton and Kat and Jane, since she came by to see about them, all do this really beautiful photo shoot. And even Adina got naked to make them comfortable. And they did the shoot using the jewelry and draping it on themselves, wearing it, the bracelets, the rings, the necklaces, the bracelets. They put them on their thighs, they put them on their backs. And I really, really love this scene. I thought it was so great. I thought it was very positive. And I thought it was great because you saw cellulite, you saw pimples, you saw acne, you saw scarring, you saw all these things that they rarely put on TV, but they also rarely put in magazines. So I really, really, really enjoyed that. I also love because they didn't just have a body positive episode without having somebody who's a part of the conversation. They had Tess Holliday pop up. And I love because they had her do like, apparently her character was going to do a whole feature. And even though it was a small cameo, the fact that it wasn't just like, here's the topic of our episode, we're going to talk about it, but you're not going to see any fat girls. You saw a fat girl, not just in the picture when it was between Jacquline and the fit woman from upstairs, but you saw Tess Holliday. And they really carried the theme well throughout the episode. And I thought it was really nice. You even got pregnant woman dancing with Dr. Ben when Jane went to interview him for a freelance piece that she had to beg the guy to give her when she failed at her interview. So I love because the episode kept up with its theme. And I loved that when Kat and Adina finally talked about the whole Sutton thing, Adina was like, thank you for getting me the job and everything. And I loved it. It was so fun. And I love that you're most happiest when you're with your friends. So I never want to come between you and them. And so don't put me in between you and them. So I love because in so many ways, it was Adina's way of saying like, I don't want to be the reason that you and your friends fight. I don't want to be the reason that there's any conflict between you and your friends. Like, don't put me in the shit. Like, I love because it showed that Adina got more sense in that, right? Like, if Adina would have been holding the reins of the whole situation, I think even Adina would have been like, just throw my hat in the ring like any other normal person. And if Sutton thinks that by my lookbook or my repertoire or the things that I've done, that this isn't some type of art that I would do, maybe you should respect your friend and not push so much. So I like because you show the contrasting in nature and behavior between Kat and Adina, but also the sweetness in Adina being like, I love how your friends make you feel, but don't put me in that shit. All right, like, and I also love because she didn't dog Sutton. She said, you know, I think Sutton's amazing. We both love you. So I love because they were able to come to common ground, have a regular conversation, and everything worked out in the best way. I thought this episode was very, very pleasant. And I thought they did really good. Now, let's see. Did I touch everything? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And Sutton ended up killing it on her photo shoot thing. When the guy came to critique him, he was like, this is very risky, but I like it. And he let her stay to help him pick out some looks for a model that he had coming in. And so I actually liked it. Oh, and a good thing that happened for Jane was Dr. Ben ended up asking her out. So I like that. That she may not be working back at Scarlet because, you know, Jacquline told her, no, girl, revel in this failure. But, you know, she got a date out of it. She got a date out of it. Now, next week looks a little fucking crazy with Kat looking at all Adina's friends. Which one of them bitches is her ex? Because in her sea of friends, there's always one bitch that's the ex. So which one is her? Who is it? Who is it? So I hope you guys love this review of The Bold Type. I hope I got to say everything I needed to say at the tail end of that one. But if I didn't, I said a whole lot in this one. This one's 9 minutes. So you got a shit ton. And plus you're getting 2 videos in one day. Just for one review. Oh my goodness. Look at you, you special people. Yo. Plus you got a fucking song at the beginning of the other one. Oh my God. Pride Month. I tell ya. Huh? Like no one, like I tell you at the end of all my videos. If no one told you that you're awesome and that they love you, I think you're awesome. And I love